the British performance gentleman or das German efficiency. Welcome to our SUV comparison episode. Top of the line performance SUVs. Aston Martin DBX versus the Audi RSQ8. More than 1,000 horsepower on stage and almost €500,000 or $500,000. Let's go directly with the design in the front, where we can see a round, typical Aston Martin shape. And when you first heard about Aston Martin is building an SUV, some guys were like, but I really have to say, it was a great idea, because more than half the sales of Aston Martin are SUV now, are the DBX. It's working great for them, and I can really say they're staying true to their heritage, to the design language. It just works very well. Daytime running light in the lower area here, and with a super cool matte paint for today. What a beautiful thing. Then let's move on over to the Audi RSQ8. It couldn't be more different. Look at that. Whereas the Aston Martin has the round shapes here, more, stretched in a way, but in an angular design. Wow, I mean, it looks super strong, super angular, more tech-alike. This tells us it's all about technology, all about engineering, whereas the Aston Martin is more about, wow, this emotion, pure automotive emotion. Of course, you can get it from both of the vehicles, but here in the front, I think, wow, it's really cool to see this huge difference. A lot of carbon fiber use here, and of course also the daytime running light is really, really different. What's your first design impression? Which one would you go for if you had to pick right now? Both are very interesting turning indicators. Look at that here with the Audi in a cascading style, and with the Aston Martin, it's not cascading, but it's in the lower area there. It's also a very interesting shape. Length at 5 meters 04 or 198 inches for the Aston Martin DBX. The Audi RSQ8 is just a little bit shorter, an inch or 3 centimeters shorter, so more or less the same length. And once again, design-wise, just, more consistent with the Aston Martin. It's just more fluent, I would say, and then really stressed by this matte color. Wheels here standard in 22-inch, black style, huge brake calipers in red. Whereas with the Audi, also 22-inch is standard, but you can also optionally go for 23-inch. And we also have them here today. I mean, massive look for both of them, no doubt about that. Technology-wise, by the way, both come with adaptive air suspension, and also an anti-roll control is possible. Standard also for the DBX. So technology-wise, already a lot in there. The Audi also offers a rear axle steering. That's of course a massive thing to make it more agile and also better to maneuver in the city and so on. Look at that. I'm watching the exhaust tips, and I think autogefühlt fake exhaust police, because the outer tip, which makes it bigger, is fake. Then there's one on the inside here for the Aston Martin. But besides that, I mean, what a rear design. Look at that. Here, kind of integrated wing, beautiful, and then also this big lettering. What a consistent design, swinging tail lamp. This is just, wow. I mean, everyone's like, what is driving there? Wow. And then with the Audi, yeah, also a clear case for the autogefühlt fake exhaust police. Outside tip, pure fake, and the real ones are on the inside. And then we have some more elements and definitely more gaps. And once again, this tech-style design, I would say, technology focus. But if you compare this one, I mean, I really also like the RSQ8 design. But looking at that, all the different elements there, and then switch it back to the Aston Martin DBX, this is just so much cleaner. So design-wise, definitely, that's one for me. And also in the rear, if you have the Matrix LED option, yes, that's an option even for the RSQ8. Cascading style here for the rear turning indicators, or headlights in this case. And once again, more the slim design focus for the Aston Martin. Now to the engines, and in this vehicle here, you can search for ages on the driver's side, the current one, to open the engine. Of course, the original version of this one is right-hand drive, and that's why the engine opener is of course on the right side, even in the left-hand drive model. Both performance SUVs are powered by a 4-liter V8, here twin turbo with the Aston Martin. It says hand-built in Great Britain, but this engine here is actually supplied by AMG, so there is a lot of Mercedes also in this one. 550 horsepower and 4.5 seconds is the acceleration figure here, 200 kilometers or 62 miles an hour. The Audi RSQ8 is quicker. 600 horsepower and 3.8 seconds. Not as clean at the moment because we've been driving it for the last days as well. So 3.8 seconds in the acceleration figure. So more than half a second quicker is the Audi RSQ8. That's quite astonishing. So indeed, German efficiency is kind of then big with the Audi. But what about the consumption? Yeah, that too actually. So, you know, when you also drive it a little bit, some 12 liters or more kilometers, the Aston Martin rather some 15 liters or more kilometers. So at least, yeah, about 3 liters or more kilometers difference here, the Audi RSQ8 to the Aston Martin. Indeed, it's more powerful and more efficient engine-wise. Vote for your favorite exhaust note. Now it's interior time. Already showing you the keys. Both are really cool. The Aston Martin one is way heavier, so more metal use for that one. This one then a little bit slimmer for the RS, for the Audi RS Q8. So both are definitely lovely here with some metal knurling on the Aston Martin key as well. Start with the Audi here. We have a soft close function. Hey, magic. And door closing sound. Really good, although we have frameless doors, that's very seldom, and also dual insulation glass here, so that's very well done. Inside of the doors we have the microfiber used right there, and also soft touch in here for the armrest. Good quality clicking sounds for the buttons and so on. And then my favorite feature for today, the microfiber steering wheel. It's just so cool, such a great grip. It gives you such a natural atmosphere in the vehicle because it's soft and cozy, racy at the same time. And no matter what people say, I would always go for the microfiber steering wheel. There's also microfiber available for the seats. So that's definitely better with the Audi RSQ8. Not in this very version, the optional animal skin package. And the quilting here looks great, but it's not that comfortable long term. So without the quilting and with the microfiber, if you can get a microfiber seat in your country, go for that one. It will give you more comfort. And getting on the inside, actually easy entry. So the VW Touareg, Audi Q7, Audi Q8, the Porsche Cayenne, they all share the same platform that has this very even entry sill, and that's just creating a very special mood. So good comfort, good ergonomics of the seat, steering control all electric of course. Right here we can expect it at this price point, and with one with 86.1, a lot of headroom left. It's a very good position, and you get in the vehicle and everything is kind of self-explanatory. It's, let's say, an easy car to control, although it has so much horsepower. So that's a plus for the RSQ8. Audi RSQ8 interior, really clean design, everything well organized. However, to me, too much of black piano lacquer used. That's the downside, I think, here. Then RS mode at the steering wheel. You can pick your racing mode directly at the steering wheel. That's actually great, and the Aston Martin does not have that. Then digital instruments, 12.3 inch. You can switch the views. For example, have the map all over the place, and great quality of the screen, 12.3 inch. Then head-up display is an option, and clear view then to that. The view to the front, however, is a little bit blocked by the front hood. That will be different in the Aston Martin, I can tell you soon. Then 10.1 inch central screen. Lower one is an 8.6 inch screen, but they play together a little bit. On the top part, easy menu structure, GPS, looks really cool, great CPU power, so it's fast enough. And then there also is the Apple CarPlay integration, Android Auto, cable or wirelessly. B&O sound system is an option, and you have a great 3D in-depth sound, really love that. And in the lower part, you know, I love manual climate knobs. I really prefer them, but for a touchscreen solution for the temperature, it's good. It's really good. It's not too hard to control also while driving, especially because you can slide. And if the passenger switches something here and you want to sync it again, do this gesture. That's a cool trick actually for that. And then here, microfiber cover for the automatic shifting lever. So everything is, let's say, better organized than in the Aston Martin. Smartphone right here, two USB-A chargers, and also inductive charging pad. And in the rear, also upright good seating position and enough legroom left, 1.86 m or 6'1". And also the headroom is just fine. So a lot of space here definitely in the rear. Even in the middle part you can actually sit quite well. You can adjust the back part of the seat a little bit, and this middle climate unit for the rear is also quite impressive. Now the DBX integrated door handles, that looks cool, and also, you know, the quality that resonates is just very interesting. The thing is, it's less practical to use, but it's more exciting, and that's the thing about this vehicle. Door closing sound is not as good as with the Audi, but really, once again, maybe less practical, but more emotion. Here, carbon fiber at the inside of the doors, and also design-wise, it's like on the exterior, so much round elements, whereas the RSQ8 is more, let's say, you know, angular and efficient, so to speak, also in the design. Then, nice entry badge, seats all about animal skin. That's also the thing I criticize here most. So many cows in this vehicle, and nowadays it's not really necessary. You can get the same experience also with great high quality non-cow materials meanwhile. But the design, once again, British luxury. Interesting steering wheel, which is smaller actually than the RSQ8. And I mean, I love the microfiber steering wheel, but it's also cool that this one here, for example, is smaller. And you also have the electric control here and Mercedes stock columns, for example. So more Mercedes, and look at that here. The light switches is also Mercedes, you know, very interesting. Seating itself is actually a little bit stiffer, especially here, you know, in the outside areas. Both cars offer great comfort and headroom. Also no problem with 1.86, 6'1". However, I have to say, the seats in the RSQ8 to me a little bit more comfortable, especially long term, and even more so if you can get the microfiber for the RSQ8 in your market, then it's even better as for the comfort. But I mean, the difference really huge between both cars here when you look at that. Interior of the Aston Martin DBX, more swinging lines like in the exterior, so that's definitely more emotional and less black piano lacquer. That's cool. Also here, for example, more carbon fiber. And the steering wheel here, real buttons, that's good also. And here for the volume control, for example, digital instruments, but more or less plain, so not that sophisticated as with the Audi. No head-up display. And then also this middle screen, it's no touch, by the way, and they use the old Mercedes infotainment system. And that's why you also see this turning jog here in the lower part. This is typical Mercedes. You know that from the previous generation Mercedes. Here's the home menu button, and yeah, you are scrolling a lot actually. So the user interface not as good. And also here, when you take a look at the GPS, this is also the Mercedes GPS. So Aston Martin has been Mercedenized. Mercedes also bought shares in Aston Martin, and they are even stacking up their share in Aston Martin, by the way, pretty interesting. And in the lower area, the climate control, this is still somewhat manual, so yeah, you can easily control also while driving. And for the driving modes, not possible at the steering wheel, you have to go down right here, and then you can go for these sporty driving modes, for example. So the user interface a little bit more complicated. Cup holders here, and then more space, and there's the new smartphone connection. And then to select the gears, first of all here, engine starts up. That's cool. I mean, you can do that. But then to select the gears, I think nowadays it's just too complicated. Now we start up, then D, P, reverse. It takes time. So a normal automatic shifting lever is just more efficient once again. It's cool, however, it's fancy, but not really that well usable. Oh, Professor Thomas found this. Yeah, the gaps. German Spaltmaße. Yeah, it's totally a German thing. You can also say that makes more character with the British vehicles. Quack, quack. This was the legroom in the Audi RSQ8. Let's check it out here now in the Aston Martin DBX. And yeah, it's definitely less legroom right here. And it's also a little bit shorter from this bench. Headroom also, yeah, I mean to the glass it's the same, but to the side here then it gets quite close. So overall the RSQ8 feels more spacious in the rear. However, it's actually also quite comfortable here. The seats are a little bit plusher in the rear from the bolstering, for example. can't adjust them right here. That's basically it, just with flipping. And also in the middle part, it's a little bit bigger with this whole middle console, and also the climate unit is not as sophisticated. Here it's a little bit more caged in on the one hand, but for this vehicle there's also one available for the RSQ8, but here we can already see it's the panoramic roof. The difference is this one is just a shade available, whereas for the RSQ8 you can also get a roof that can be opened. My favorite interior feature of the Aston Martin here, the Alcantara or microfiber ceiling, beautiful. And also here, look at that, the grab handle here, 4 times. Yeah, you know, like furniture or luggage style. This is so cool, nice and premium. Love these details. And the sun visor goes in the same direction. Once again, the nice microfiber. And here, look at that, the light then, the mirror has this cover and also the secondary shade. Yeah, come on. Yeah, there we go. So this is then for the side here that you can also have more shade here. That is a cool luxury feature. Ambient lighting for the Aston Martin DBX. Here this middle console, which has also this open space, by the way, interesting. And then another one at the inside of the doors at both sides. So subtle but elegant. And ambient lighting in the Audi RSQ8. A little bit more in this upper area. So here, for example, the illuminated Quattro logo, then also inside of the doors. And also the middle console here on both sides. Pretty fancy. 630 liters for the Aston Martin, 605 for the Audi RSQ8. So a little bit more capacity in the trunk and very reusable. Of course, the best usable Aston Martin ever. And look at that, you know, the detail. Wow, this is really cool. And you can also fold the seats from here with these buttons. There we go. So there's a very, very cool function. However, a little bit limited due to design right here. So that is actually a little bit more practical with the Audi RSQ8, although a little bit less in liter figures. But here it's more square in the dimensions, so easier to load things in and out. That's the advantage of the Audi. However, you have to, you know, go around to fold the seats, so that's then the disadvantage. Overall, both are very well usable. Oh, there's more previous generation Mercedes inside. Here, remember these buttons? Typical Mercedes, the C-Class for example. Yeah, not really fitting then here. Whoa! And also not fitting torque for the child safety, that says here. Oh, and not to forget, what a great integration of the umbrella right here in the trunk. So really clean integration, and then you can take it out like this. And if you now think, yeah, you know, the British and the rain, I can tell you, it also rains really a lot in Germany. Maybe too much. Yeah, the buttons here are a little bit more premium in the Audi in this case, and yeah, a little bit better as for the sensitivity, the torque they put behind this hatch here. Let's go.